I am live. Am I live? It would appear that I am live. Hi, how are you? Great. So, happy Indigenous Peoples Day, everybody. Yeah. Can I express my anti American sentiment about Columbus Day? Can I do that? Or am I going to go to jail? Is somebody going to come arrest me for saying fuck Christopher Columbus? I mean, if Christopher Columbus would have never showed up lost in the Caribbean, I wouldn't have been born. But Christopher Columbus didn't discover anything. It's amazing, right? So here's the thing. I already had my gummies. I already had like 2 gummies. And that means that we are having coffee and we are chillax tonight. Matter of fact, I was just singing. I was literally just singing. I sang some Boys to Men. I sang some Nelly Furtado. I sang some Jude. I even sang a little bit of Jeff Buckley. I was feeling I was feeling myself. I was feeling myself. I was I know everybody here thinks they need you. I was like into it. Y'all should have been. The reason why is because I fixed my headphones. So I'm walking around with my headphones on, singing for my neighbors, and I'm sure they probably really didn't appreciate it. Like, really, I'm not a singer. I'm a dancer. I'm a dancer, not a singer. But sometimes I wish I was a singer. I always thought it'd be cooler to be a singer than a dancer. You've got a longer career. But yeah, I was singing. But I was thinking about it today. And my whole, everything about my spiritual practice is based on ancestors. Pretty much everything. I'm very much an ancestral witch. I mean, I've tried to be a chaos magician, I've tried to be a chaos witch, but it doesn't really work for me. And the reason why it doesn't work for me is because it doesn't have depth. Chaos magic and chaos witchcraft is very interesting. Oh, I guess we're going to talk about chaos magic. I guess that's what we're talking about. I'm not trying to shit on anybody's practice. I think I might have to get myself something to suck on. Hold on a second. Here. See, I did this whole thing where I sang, and now I've got a sore throat. So anyway, I'm just going to suck on this literally for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to spit it out. I'm not trying to irritate everybody. Sucking on my Ricola. I'm not trying to talk shit about anybody's practice because I love chaos magic. But it's very impersonal. And to me, ancestral magic just feels richer, it feels deeper, it feels more connected, it feels more at home than trying to like improvise and make up something new. Like, dude, you don't have to make up anything new. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. An ancestor already did that for you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, happy Indigenous Peoples Day. I was on TikTok today, and there was some girl, and she was having some kind of meltdown because because she's a black girl, and I don't know, some white Cuban woman burst her bubble and told her that Palo was from Cuba. Yeah, it's from Cuba. That's where it comes from. Because for some reason, people don't know the difference between a traditional African religion and an African diasporic tradition. Just in case you didn't know, an ATR means African traditional religion. And the only place African traditional religion is practiced is in, ready for it, Africa. Traditional African religions are practiced in Africa. They never came to the Western Hemisphere. The only reason why there are traditional African practices in the United States is because Americans and other people traveled back to Africa to get initiated into the tradition. Some people even got fully initiated in the diaspora into Santeria or Lukumi or Voodoo, and then they turned around and they still went to Africa and they got reinitiated traditionally. I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, I mean a handful of people that literally got crowned in Asheshe and in Lukumi, which is, I think that's really fucking cool. I don't know how you can afford to do that because this shit ain't cheap. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. Let me tell anybody who's interested in getting involved with any African religion, African traditional religion, or any or Lukumi or anything. It costs a lot of money. I love the traditions. They're my heart. But a lot of the traditions are very expensive to be a part of. And just as expensive as going to church. Paying for readings, paying for sacrifices, paying for ceremonies that have to be performed, paying to have an orisha made for you. It's a lot of money. It's very expensive. And I can't afford to practice it. I do the best I can. But in the diaspora, there's a lot less animal sacrifice than there is in Africa. In Africa, there's just a shit ton of animals, you know, that are available for slaughter. So it's really easy. It's easy to practice these traditions in Africa because there's plenty of animals. And you're going to eat it anyway. Like in America, it's very, very difficult to practice any traditional African religion in America because we just don't have access to things. Not everybody has access to animals. And so it's a problem. So you do the best you can. Oh, but wait a minute. Hold up. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, this black girl. She got upset because this white Cuban woman told her that Palo comes from Cuba. It doesn't come from Africa. And it's true. Palo Mayombe, Palo Kimbisa, Palo Briomba, Palo Monte, all the Palos. Um, all the Palo traditions developed in the Western Hemisphere. In Cuba, that's where the heart of it comes from. That tradition, it's one of the oldest traditions, and it's a mixture of both Taino, those are the indigenous people of the Caribbean, the first people in the Western Hemisphere to be colonized, the Tainos. It was a mixture of Taino practices and Congolese African practices. That's where Palo comes from. It is not practiced in Africa. However, you can't tell a motherfucker anything without someone getting fucking offended. Why are you so offended? Don't be offended. Look it up. Use Google. Ask ChatGPT. I don't know, maybe ChatGPT will give you the wrong answer. I don't even know. But there is absolutely no point to anything that I'm talking about tonight. I wanted to go live tonight because I have a YouTube channel and I got nothing to do. So I thought I would host an evening show. Let's see. I know I'm talking to myself, so what else can I say? I'm writing a new book. It's called American Glam. It's called American Glam, and boy, it is giving me a run for my money. It is, I have self-published a whole bunch of books, and and they were easy to do. I can write a lot. I'm really, really fast at writing shit, and now with like all of the software that we have and all of the support that we have and all the great tools like Google Gemini and ChatGPT, there's absolutely no excuse for any person on the face of the planet not to publish a book. I mean, you can do that. But American Glam is a story of 5 friends. Me and 4 of my best male friends. What's interesting about it's about me and it's about my 4 male friends. That's what it is. I mean, it's the fictionalized version of us. 2 of those male friends have passed away, so they're not with us any longer. But the book is based on kind of like my life, but not, and it's also like a fictional erotic horror novel. It's like science fiction. So it's not like us, but it's us. Like the personalities of the characters, their bodies, their behaviors, their mannerisms, and things like that are based on these guys. And I think it's really, really great. I think it's really cool. But it's really difficult. Writing fiction is not easy. Writing the magic is the easy part. Because the way magic works in my little universe that I'm creating is the way magic is supposed to work in life. You cast a spell and you get results, or you see results. But a lot of the fantasy actually happens in dream sequences, because Eddie, who's me, is a lucid dreamer, and and when he dreams, he goes into all of these like really phenomenal, fantastic realms. Okay, so it's really a book about lucid dreaming, because a lot of like the science fiction shit and all of the like the big things that happen like in dream sequences. But I had like an entire identity fucking crisis. I had like an entire identity crisis when I was trying to write this character. Like I sat down and I was like, I know Colin and Chris and Grant and Donnie, and I know who they are, but who the fuck am I? What the fuck am I? And I hate that. I hate that feeling. I had a total identity crisis trying to write my fictional novel. I can't even base a fictional character off myself without getting all fucked up. It's mental illness. Mental illness is real. This is called autism spectrum disorder. So yeah. And that's when I was like, okay, Eddie is going to be a chaos magician. So I like got all like revved up on the idea that I'm going to make this guy a chaos magician and he's going to speak his own magical language and da 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 da. I'm kind of keeping the magical language. I'm kind of keeping the Proto-Indo-European Pi magical script, you know, that I wanted to do. But he's going to use other prayers. He's going to use Yoruba. He's going to read Psalms out of the Bible. He's going to have his magical literacy. His magical literacy is going to be really, really, really high. Like he's going to be an automath. He's going to be a nerd like me. Everybody's going to hate him like they hate me. We're working on that. It's all going into the book. I swear to God. It's going to be a great fucking book. I can't wait. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, that's called American Glam, and I fucked myself because I set a release date for December 1st, and I set the date to release on December 1st because I knew that if I didn't actually set a date, that I would not do it, that I would let it just go by and I would not get it done. So I'm like forcing myself. I'm forcing my fucking self. I don't want to do it. Hey, Grant. Can you hear me? I hope you guys can hear me because I'm using my Yeti. I'm using my Yeti microphone. I hope I'm coming in nice and clear. So welcome to the show. There is good, awesome. That's great. I was just talking about the book. I was talking about American Glam. I was talking about how I went into a total identity crisis with this motherfucking book because, you know, it's about me and my 4 best friends. Grant is one of them. Grant is one of the guys that is one of my guys in my book. It's just interesting. It's just interesting because in my book, all of us know each other, but in real life, my friends didn't know each other. Like 2 of my friends have passed away and are gone. 2 of the 4. And so, and then the other 2, they haven't met. So it's a little awkward because I'm writing a story like they're all in the room with me, although I've never had all of them in the room with me. I'm like, you know, I need some my risperidone. That's what I need. I hope this doesn't send me in off the deep end. I hope I don't go to the loony bin over it. I'm trying to stay emotionally detached from the material. Hey, Jane, Glitter Puff. Welcome. Hey, Sarah. Can you hear me? Well, I'm making you a moderator. You know what's so funny is I've been getting so many um, cat videos. I've been getting so many funny cat videos in my Instagram. Like my Instagram has been nothing but funny cat stuff. And I love it. I love it when the cats are smoking joints and skateboarding. And I love it when they're like all metal and like punk, the punk cats. And then like all of the videos of cats getting in fights with other cats, the noises they make, the hissing sounds. They kind of sound like the bitches on Witch Talk when they make those noises. So what I was saying, I like the AI cat videos. You can make AI cats do a lot of cool stuff. I like the AI cat videos. I love AI. And I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to kiss anyone's ass. I do genuinely enjoy artificial intelligence. I think it's fun. I think it's really, really cool. I don't take it I'm not taking it that seriously. I'm not because well, one of the reasons why I'm not taking it super serious is because it doesn't affect my job. There is only one motherfucking Brujo Ryan. Okay? And you know, for what I do, an AI can't do the things that I can do. It just can't. At least not anytime soon. I'm not going to get heated about it. They're going to have to come out with a universal base income. I don't know how it. I don't know. I really don't understand. I don't. They were not going to be able to carry their economy with all the people who are not going to have jobs unless they create a universal basic income. Hey, Jackie, I'm making you a moderator, baby. So it's been a minute since I went live, and I'm sorry. I'm sucking on a Ricola because I was singing. I was walking around and dancing in my apartment with my headphones on, and I was singing for my neighbors. I have no idea how loud I was. I was just walking around, singing and enjoying myself, and hopefully I was not too obnoxious. Of course, it's not even 8:30. But I was singing. I was singing some Nelly Furtado. I was singing some Jude. I was singing even some Jeff Buckley. I sang some Annie DeFranco. That's funny. I mean, the thing is like sound bothers me. You guys know that. Like I have my relationship with sound is very complicated because I like having music on in the background, but it has to be really, really, really low. It's got to be like the lowest possible volume. Other people can't hear it. There are people that come in my house and I'm like, can you hear the music? And they're like, they can't even hear the music. I can hear the music. Oh shit, hold on. It's hateful wind. I'm actually live right now. Okay. Are you gonna be up? Can I text you in a little while? Are you gonna be up? Okay. All right. Let me text you like in an hour or something. Okay. Bye. I gotta talk to Sophia. That was Mama Sunfire. That is hysterical. I bet your parents loved you for that. Oh, I was talking about sounds, wasn't I? They put me in dance and gymnastics when I was like 4 or 5. I was young too. That was like a thing in the 80s, right? Well, it's still a thing where there's like 2 year, 3-year-olds on stage and like doing their dance routines. Like it's crazy. Like kids still in their diapers on stage in tutus. Like what the fuck? The fuck is wrong with you? But that's how it was back in the day. Man, what a scam. Owning a dance studio back in the day, like in the 80s, what a fucking scam. But my relationship to sound is that it has to be really, really, really low, but I can still hear it because I want background noise and I want music. I just want it so low I can barely hear it, so I can like forget it's there. That's how that works. Fuck suburbia. I was raised in suburbia. I mean, the burbs, I guess. I mean, we were middle class. I mean, I wasn't poor. I wasn't raised poor. I mean, we never had money, but you know, we had a roof over our head, and my mom and my dad stuck together, and my mom and my dad are still together. And my mom is in a nursing home and she's got dementia and Alzheimer's, and my dad is sitting at home. My aunt is still alive and living with my dad, so all those motherfuckers are still there. But my dad worked on cars. My dad worked on cars. He had a business. He was a self-employed man, and that's what he did. He designed and did auto detailing, and he did that his whole life. And he worked for himself. He was an entrepreneur, and that's why I'm an entrepreneur. My dad was an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I found I found something I was good at, and then I monetized it. I found out what I was good at, y'all. And once I found out what I was good at, let me tell you, I monetized it, if you know what I mean. I ain't trying to be crude. I also am not trying to get pulled off the internet, the interwebs. Um, Sorry, I'm going to crunch my Ricola now. Sorry. I love that you guys come hang out with me anyway, even though I walk away from the camera, I burp and I fart, and but yeah. So the thing is I thought that I really want, I thought what I really wanted to do. I tell you what I really want. You know what I want, what I really, really want? What I really, really want is to have a connection with people again, online, on the internet. I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching. I love teaching people shit. I do like going live. It takes a little bit of motivation to get me to go live, but I do enjoy going live. I love doing live shows. I like hanging out. I like doing live readings. I like doing the lives. Matter of fact, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but like about maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I was live every single night. Like at like 10 o'clock at night, I went live and I was live till like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Hey, 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 Blue Ranger. Good to see you. Good to see you. My day has been most excellent. Not a lot has happened. We're trying to have a good day. But I wanted to go live because I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to talk to like my friends, obviously, um, that like to hang out with me in my lives, and I wanted to talk to new people, more people. I wanted to have, a nice, chill, mellow, safe space for people to like be chilling with me, another human being that you met online. So I don't really have any rhyme or reason. I don't really have a subject. You bring up a subject, I'll talk about it. But I didn't arrive tonight with any kind of agenda other than that I wanted to meet people and I wanted to hang out with people and I wanted to talk about stuff. I had an agenda, but I don't have an agenda anymore. Whatever the agenda was I had, like, I don't have it anymore. God gave me some mission and I did that, and now I'm waiting for my next mission. We're kind of like in between missions right now. That's how I feel. I feel like we're in between missions, and while we're in between missions, we might as well go live and talk to the people and just have a good time. I'm drinking coffee. I've had my gummies. I'm gonna probably have more gummies. Herbal therapy works. I tell you what, medicinal herbs are awesome. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have my medicinal herb, because it really does keep me focused. I think you guys know I have ASD, right? You guys know they diagnosed me with it, the autism spectrum. And I probably have like some kind of like ADHD too. It's really fucking hard for me to concentrate. The weed definitely helps. It's definitely it's very helpful to me. It's been very helpful to me. I see. I quit drinking. Listen to this, y'all. Watch this. You ready for this? I expect congratulations. November 3rd, I will be sober 9 years. No alcohol. We have been alcohol free for 9 years now. This will be my 9th year of sobriety. And I am eternally grateful to God. I'm eternally grateful to the ancestors. I'm eternally grateful to my guardian angel that I am not dead. I am alive. I definitely, 9 years ago, I definitely didn't think I'd be doing this fucking shit. But here we are. David, is that you? So, yeah. I never was trying to get online to do any kind of commentary about anything, not religion, not philosophy, not the news, not politics, not religion. However, I ended up online doing this thing, talking about religion, talking about philosophy, and talking about all the things. I'm just so disappointed with Democrats, people on the left, and anybody who's liberal or progressive or any of those. I'm so disappointed. I'm going to talk shit about liberals and leftists and progressives and Democrats for a second. That just because I am talking mad shit about liberals does not mean that I am MAGA, and it does not mean that I'm a Republican. It does not mean that I'm conservative, because I'm not any of those things. I am I'm like a libertarian. I said I'm like a libertarian. I am an independent voter. Fuck all of y'all. I don't like any of them. I don't like any of the parties. I don't like anybody. I have a distaste in my mouth for politics in general. I really don't want to have anything to do with politics, to be honest. But because I have the ability to vote, I vote because it's my right. It's my right to vote, and so I'm gonna exercise my rights. However, I am an independent voter. I am like Eshu. I am completely ambivalent about you. If you show up with a smile on your face, you're going to meet Philip Ryan Deal. If you show up acting like a cunt, you're going to get Bro Ryan. That's how that works. So I'm like pretty neutral in general towards most people until you either show up and bring me a present. Like anytime you want to show up with a symphony bar, you can show up with a symphony bar. Straight out of the refrigerator might even get you a blowjob. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. That's probably against the rules. But if you show up acting like a dirk, then I'm going to be a total punk. I'm going to be a total jerk. I'm not going to be nice. Not nice at all. Well, you know what? But here's the thing. Like, people thought they knew what they were voting for when they voted for Trump. But once again, that motherfucker is full of surprises, right? He can pull all kinds of rabbits out of his ass. He even shocked me. Because there is like shit that is absolutely not MAGA and not America First and not anything that he said he was going to do. It's not even in Project 2025. Like, this motherfucker is so off script. Given Qatar a Air Force base right in the middle of Idaho, ain't no MAGA people, ain't no America First people, ain't no people in Idaho gonna be happy about Qataris coming over and living in their neighborhoods. And the fuck are you thinking, man? What the hell? It's just like stupid. Like, we couldn't get more stupid. It's just stupidity. I'm brain dead looking at it. It's ridiculous. So that's not the only thing. These tariffs are destroying everything. People don't realize that how production works. A lot of things that are made in America are made in America, but where do those bulk materials come from? Those bulk materials come from other countries. As an example, if let's say you're our little apothecary shop, okay? You're a woman, you're a business owner, okay? And you got a cute little apothecary with essential oils and balms and moisturizers, and it's a boutique, right? You still have to order your essential oils from Europe. All of those oils and all those bulk natural products, they come over from other countries. And guess who's paying for it? Americans. I'll tell you who's really getting fucked over. Farmers. This has absolutely nothing to do with being on anyone's political side, because like I said, I am only on one side, and that is mine. My political party is called Brujo Ryan. It's the party of Brujo Ryan. It's my party. It's a party of one. That is my political party. The Philip Ryan Deal Party. Okay? It's Brujo Ryan first. That's my political philosophy. My political philosophy is Brujo Ryan first. So, but I just think it's interesting because I think that there's a lot of people who have buyer's regret now. So a lot of people that showed up because there are a lot of people that showed up because they wouldn't vote for a woman. And they wouldn't show up and they wouldn't vote for a black woman, which is just fine. But I didn't really realize how many people really didn't like Kamala, and they really, really didn't like her. Like, they really, really didn't like her. Really, really. I am in my own party. Shit, I should run for president. I would do a great job. I would be the take no shit president. Y'all think Trump is bad. Oh, I would be a nightmare if I was a president. I would be I would be just like him. I can't hate on the motherfucker because I literally would be just like that. I would be like, this is my White House. Fuck you and fuck everybody. I'm going to do what I want to do. If I was the president of the United States, I probably would be just as hated as president as I am on TikTok for being a witch. People are always going to hate me no matter what. Maybe I should run for president. Jackie's laughing at me, but I'm being serious. Maybe I should run for president. I mean, I wouldn't do what Trump is doing. Let me just be honest. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. I would not have the policies that Trump has. I would be like a more liberal version of that. I'd be a more liberal version of that. However, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they're just all a bunch of bootlickers. They are men with 3.5-inch cocks. 2 inches, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, maybe 2, 2.5, but not 3. Ain't not one of them got a dick longer than 3 inches. It's got to be like 2.5. Average dick size in the United States Senate is actually 1.5 inch, pushing 2 average dick size in the U.S. In the U.S. Senate. Average dick size is going to be about between 1.5 and 2 inches. Okay, and the big ballers in there, those motherfucking ninjas, they're pushing 3 fucking inches. Pushing 3 inches. They think they're hot shit, man. Ain't nobody ever want to see me get into government. Ever. 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 You think Marjorie Taylor Greene is a nightmare? Oh my God, I would be a nightmare in politics. Maybe I should get into politics. Maybe I should ask God. Maybe I should ask God. Maybe I should find out if it is the will of the Lord to run for office, because it seems like I got the personality for it. I definitely don't get discouraged easily. I tell you what I want. I just want the government out of my fucking life. I don't need the government in my life. I need the government to do certain things. I need the government to provide a military that is going to keep America safe. I do believe in universal health care. I believe in health care for all. It's not a difficult thing to do. The only thing that stands in the way of a universal health care system is greed. A lot of countries all over the world function just fine with a public health care system. And I think that it would create a lot of jobs. There is no reason why. There's absolutely no reason why to give Netanyahu another motherfucking bomb for $25 billion when there are diabetic children that can't get insulin in America. That is disgusting to me. I'm disgusted. It makes me want to vomit. I want to throw up right now all over myself. Just knowing how many billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars and billions and billions and billions of dollars go to Israel every single year. But we can't give everybody their medication. We can't get people doctor's appointments. We could be building hospitals. You know what's an industry that can grow? Make America great by making our hospitals the greatest hospitals in the world. Make America great by creating the best doctors in the world, the best surgeons in the world, best hospitals ever, best health care ever, healthiest society ever. That would make America great. A healthy United States would be a functional United States. One of the goddamn reasons why this place is in the shitter is because of how sick everybody is. Fat, sick, and nearly dead. This is a fat fucking country. And it's a country of unhealthy people and really, really, really unhealthy, mentally ill. Like, fuck the whole situation with the sick and everybody's sick and everything is processed food and red dye, red number 5 dye. Even if you put AI into hospitals, even if you wiped out all of those paper pushing jobs that are going to go anyway because of AI, you could still have a thriving health industry because we can put people back into school and people can move out of a desk job at a hospital and become a X-ray tech. That doesn't sound very difficult to me. All of those people that are losing their jobs, that are like already working in hospitals, teach them to be nurses. We need to build hospitals. And we need to have the most competent healthcare professionals in the world, in America. America was great and is great because Americans are really fucking good at what they do. That's what makes America great, because we do really, really fucking awesome stuff. And right now, no one's doing anything awesome, okay? Everything sucks. Everything blows. I just want to lick the pavement on a 120-degree day. I feel like I've been watching a lot of political commentary. A lot. I've been watching a lot of political commentary. I started watching Candace Owens. I started watching Tucker Carlson. And I started listening to Nick Fuentes. I tell you what, after Trump won the last election, I realized that I needed to get myself up to speed and I needed to start listening to a lot more voices and try to broaden my perspective and bite my tongue and actually listen to what people on the right, or people who are conservative, or people that don't feel the same way that I do about things. That I needed to listen to them. It doesn't mean I agree with them, but I want to hear what the other person is saying. And I think that that is a really big problem with people who are on the left. I think there's a lot of people who are uninformed because they only get their news source and they only live in a bubble and they live in an echo chamber. And I think it's very important, if we're going to have dialogue about the future of where this country is going, that everybody needs to be able to talk about shit. And I'm here to normalize like having normal conversations with people and not like making it Jerry Springer, not fighting with people. I would like to normalize having conversations again. I would like to normalize having normal conversations with people, healthy conversations, where I can say, you know what, I don't agree with that really, but I mean, I understand where you're coming from. That used to be how it was. I don't know, a decade ago. Oh, so you believe that gays are going to hell, and you believe that abortion is wrong, and the government has a right to tell you what to do with your body. Okay, that's fine. But I mean, I want to say that a lot of people who are on the left are hysterical. They're hysterical. They're acting hysterical. And we need to stop acting hysterical. Like you shouldn't go into full autism meltdown all the time. It is unhealthy. I am concerned about my, my hair sucks, everybody. I'm sorry. I got to take my hat off right now because my head is hot. I don't know. I'm talking about politics and now my motherfucking head is hot. What was I talking about? I was just getting ready to talk some shit about something and I already forgot. Oh, yeah, listening to other people talk. Having conversation, being civil. It used to be that if you didn't agree with somebody, you just said, all right, well, you know what? We're just going to have to agree to disagree on that. And you walked away. And guess what? You never had to look at that person's fucking face ever again. Ever. You could walk away and say, fuck you, asshole. I never have to see your big fucking white face ever again. And that be it. And then we're done. And let's move on with our fucking lives. But it ain't like that anymore. And I'm trying to understand. Yo, I'm really trying to understand how we went this way as a civilization. I'm trying to get it. Somebody hook me up. Somebody help me out. Somebody throw me a bone here, okay? Somebody, because people act hysterical now. People act hysterical. They act crazy. And acting crazy is not helping you. Acting crazy and acting a fool on social media and in the street is not proving your case. It's making you look like you're nuts. You can't expect everybody to agree with you. Like, it's okay for people not to agree with you. Just because somebody doesn't agree with you doesn't mean that they wish ill on you or harm to you. It's called a difference of opinion. And it's funny because I only really ran into that. I only really ran into that when I got on TikTok. You guys know I got on TikTok right in the height of cancel culture. I had no idea when my white, Hispanic, stupid ass wandered onto TikTok that it wasn't popular. It was the most unpopular person would be a white man. I had no idea. I had no idea I was so evil. I really didn't know how culturally bad I was until I got on TikTok, until everybody told me what a piece of shit I was. I mean, I already knew I was a piece of shit. I already knew that. I just didn't know to what extent. A lot. But yeah. I got on TikTok in the height of cancel culture, and because I can't keep my mouth shut, and because I'm not going to let people tell me what to do, I continued to be rage bait for like, I don't know what, 4 years. I had a good 4-year run, right, Jackie? They must have come after me on Witch Talk for at least 4 years, right? They took out my big account and then they came after me on every consecutive account I had after that for like 4 years. God damn. Shit. But yeah, I think and I just got like tired after a certain point. I'm like, fuck these people. Like the people who I thought were I was a part of, like I thought I was part of the LGBTQ community. For one thing, and I said this a long time ago. Look, there is no such thing as an LGBTQ plus whatever community. There never has been. There have been gay men and their communities, and lesbian women and their community, and trans people and their community, and bisexuals don't want to have anything to do with any of you bitches. Not at all. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's no such thing as an LGBTQ community. The only time there is an LGBT community is Pride. That's the only time an LGBTQ community exists, is at Pride, for like literally the weekend. For like one day, Pride Day, wherever that is in the world. That's where everybody is LGBTQ for a day. But besides that, it ain't like that. We all have different agendas. So, you know, and here's the thing about all of these people that say that they're gay now. Let me just say something about all these Gen Z people, okay? They're going to hate me. You're going to fucking hate me. I don't care. Whatever. You already hate me. All of these kids that say they're gay, they ain't gay. They're not gay. And a lot of them that say they're trans, they're not trans. They're just not. They're children. They don't know who they are. And I guarantee you, all of these kids today that are acting out and showing up and showing out and gay and trans and all of this shit, I guarantee you when they're 30, they're going to be married and they're all going to be going to church and they're all going to be heterosexual. And they will all find Jesus. Guaranteed. I'm guaranteeing you that only the true homosexuals are the real ones, okay? The true homosexuals, the true lesbians, the true gay men will still be around, but most of these motherfuckers will be like living their like straight life. That's just my opinion. That's why it's always like, that's why I try to explain to people about like sexual orientation. You can't make a gay kid straight. You can't make a gay kid straight. And the opposite is 100% true. You can't make a straight kid gay. Regardless of whether or not a boy ever experiments with another boy, whether he's a kid or a teenager or in college or in his 20s or even maybe way later on in life, way late in life, whatever, doesn't mean that he's gay. And most guys are not gay. And so that's what's so crazy to me. Why people are so upset all the time. You really can't change someone's orientation. It is, I believe it is something that is hardwired in there. So even if a boy thinks that he's gay, or he says he's gay, or he wants to be gay, or it's fashionable to be gay, maybe he's looking for approval in his friend circle. And it's not going to make him gay. I just referred to myself as queer for a long time, but queer is starting to get like, I don't know why, but queer is like, there's a lot of people who are gay and lesbian and bisexual that really, really, really don't like queer people. And I don't know, I didn't know why. I didn't understand why. What take? My take? What take was that? Which part? I still use the word queer when somebody asks about my sexual orientation. If they ask. I mean, nobody asks. But if they did, I'd be like, I'm queer. Queer like in the old school queer, like Grant said, queer. But there's definitely some kind of negative stigma being attached to the word queer in the LGBTQ community. I don't know what it is because I don't really have anything to do with the gay community, really. I'm not an active participant in it. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I mean, me and Grant have meetups and stuff, but I can't say that I'm actively involved in the gay community. I used to be a long time ago in my 20s. But when I hit 30, I stopped wanting to like really be out in the culture. And I just kind of like stopped being a part of it. So I'm really out of touch, to be honest with you. I'm super out of touch. I am definitely not in touch with what's going on in the world. And so when I say shit, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm also not trying to rage bait. I'm also not trying to make anybody feel bad. I'm just expressing what I see from where I'm sitting. And when you're in the gutter, you can see a lot. Witch has always been a negative term too, but I embrace that too. A queer witch. You couldn't be worse. Queer and a witch. Matter of fact, the word witch was so negatively stereotyped that even my gay partner told me that he would never be with me if I was a witch. And I literally became a witch. Yeah. Josh told me that he didn't want to, we were talking about, I was like, would you ever leave me? And he's like, no, I would never leave you. And then he was like, well, maybe I would. I don't know. It depends. Like, you can't ask me that question. And then I said, no, really. And he was like, well, if you ever like harmed somebody or a child or something like that, I would, I couldn't be with you if you were like violent. And I mean, I wasn't a raging alcoholic then. I became a raging alcoholic. But And then he was like, and a witch. What the fuck? So when my partner Josh, I texted Josh. Actually, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm just going to say it, okay? I actually texted Josh because it's been a long time since I talked to him, and I wanted to say hi, but he never texted back, which is fine. And I'm not here to talk shit about him because he didn't text me back. He just didn't text me back. But he did tell me when he found my tarot cards and my witch books that they were not allowed in the house, and I had to put them in my trunk because he didn't want them. Wait for it. You ready for it? Watch this. He said, because I don't want them in my house. He and I owned a condo. Of course, he owned the condo. I didn't own the condo. The condo was in his name, wasn't in my name. But we lived there. We moved in there together. He wanted me to be on the lease, but like I had no credit, and I was like, not. I think I would have we wouldn't have gotten the place if I was on the lease. So he got it by himself, but it was our home. But this motherfucker over here has big old bull balls, okay? This motherfucker over here literally said to me, you have to keep your tarot cards in the car because I don't want them, wait for it, in my house. That was a fight, let me tell you. I was mad. I was so motherfucking mad. I was so mad. How dare you? This is your fucking house? Oh my God. Yeah, but that kind of like that summarizes kind of like him and my relationship in general. That's kind of like a summary. But I can't talk shit about him. Just in case he ever watches this, he won't. Oh my God, I need to put more coffee in my cup, y'all. Hold on a second. I have to run put coffee in my cup. Literally, it's going to take me 2 minutes. Hold on. Okay. I am here. I am here. I am queer. And if you don't like it, you can fuck all the way off. Not just a little bit. All the way. All the way off. So the Supreme Court is hearing this case right now about whether or not it's constitutional to tell people that they can't offer anti-gay therapy, or what do they call it? Exodus International, the gay reversal therapy, turn you straight therapy. It's Christian. It's Christian therapy. I forget what it's called. Exodus International is the name of the organization. That's the biggest organization, but it's the kind of it's what do they call it? It's supposed to turn you straight. So, I mean, conversion therapy, right? Thank you so much. Conversion therapy. So, let me talk about conversion therapy for a second, because I actually have a story about it. There is a man named Mark Yarhouse. He is a therapist, a psychiatrist, therapist, whatever, psychotherapist, and he also did a lot of work with gay and lesbian clients that were Christian that were in conversion therapy. And back in the day when I was a gay rights activist, I had a YouTube channel called GLBT Live. And for a while, it was like a whole thing. And I did a lot of activist work in Hampton Roads, Virginia, where I'm from. So someone had sent me a text message and said, hey, check it out, Ryan. Did you know that this guy, Mark Yarhouse, is going to be coming to Virginia Beach to Pat Robertson's Christian college, which is called, what's Pat Robertson's college called? Regent University. Regent University in Virginia Beach is called, is a Christian college, and they invited this speaker, Mark Yarhouse, to come talk about conversion therapy, or the promising effects of therapy for gay and lesbian people who want to be straight, right? So I got on my YouTube channel and I was like, okay, this is a call to arms. All of you queer people out there, it's time to show up we're going to protest this guy Mark Yarhouse showing up at Regent University. I made that video like on a Thursday night. Are you ready for this one? Friday morning, I woke up and my phone rang. And when I answered the phone, it was the president of Regent University, the president of the college. Because someone had tipped off Regent University that Philip Ryan Deal made a video that he was going to bring his crew down to Regent University to do a boycott. This is you can look this up in the newspaper. This was a real thing. This actually really happened. I'm not talking shit. This was in the Virginia Pilot. This was actually in the Virginia Pilot newspaper. You can look it up. So what happened was, for a while there, I was like Tom Hanks. Like every time something went down in the gay community, they would like call me up from the Virginia Pilot and they would get like my opinion on it. Like they called me up a lot. Like I was like Tom Hanks for a minute. I was like, they would call me up and they would get like a quote from me. Like, what does Philip Ryan Deal have to say about this? So yeah. When I tell you guys I moved to Massachusetts because I needed to get the fuck out of Virginia, I ain't even lying. Like, I wore out my welcome in that place. I wore out my welcome in that place. So, anyway, point is that the president of Regent University calls me, right? And says, hello, is this Mr. Deal? And I'm like, yes. He's like, I'm so and so. I'm the current president of Regent University. How are you? And I looked at my phone. I'm like, what? And I had this big grin on my face because I'm like, these people are afraid of me. They are literally doing counter-operative moves on me right now. So I said, oh, how did you get my number? Oh, I just know a few people down at the Pilot and at the paper. I just know a few people down at the Pilot and they filled me in that you're interested. This is what he said. Watch this. He said that you're interested in our guest speaker, Mark Yarhouse. You're interested in his subject matter. And I said, well, yes, I am actually. I'm very interested in what he has to say. And then this motherfucker right here says, well, we really don't want to like have a scene or anything. We'd really prefer if you would just show up and like actually be our guest. You can, if you want to bring people with you, you're welcome to bring people of your group that would like to hear Mr. Yarhouse. We'll let you come and sit in on his lecture. We will open up the college to you so you can hear what this guy has to say. And I said, well, gee, thanks. I think I'll take you up on that because, yeah, there's no reason to make a scene. I really am interested to hear what he has to say. So that the following Monday, me and about 20 queers, okay, gay, lesbian, bi, trans, the whole nine, showed up at Regent University. And when we walked in, they had someone there to greet me at the door. They literally had someone to greet me at the door, waiting for me, with their hand extended out. Are you Mr. Deal? I said, well, yes, I am. I sure am. Well, it's very nice to have you here. Welcome to Regent University. Thank you. So anyway, we went in and we sat down. And this guy, Mark Yarhouse, was sweating. He was sweating because now he was presenting all of this conversion therapy, anti-gay, turn the gay kids straight shit. Now he's performing his act in front of like 25 gay and lesbian and bisexual and transgender people that are not about his message. We're not about it. So I told everybody, don't say anything, don't make a face, don't heckle, don't act like a motherfucking fool because I will kick your ass later. The police won't do it, I will. Don't make a fucking fool out of me in front of these motherfuckers, okay? And he was talking about the therapy and the therapeutic benefits for congruency. He's talking about so here's the point. This is the thing about like conversion therapy. What happens when you have a family and you've got a teenage boy or a teenage girl? The family is Christian, and I mean like Southern Baptist, and the kid is having same-sex attraction, and they think they're gay or lesbian, or they're struggling with their urges. And these feelings that they're having, these urges that they're having, are making them feel unhappy. Because the way they feel inside and what they believe is now in conflict. Okay. So the idea here is if a child, not just a child, anybody, it's not just about children, it's about teenagers and adults. If a Christian person says, I feel like I might be homosexual, but I don't want to be homosexual because I'm Christian, then that person should be able to go to a Christian therapist that is going to help them not be gay or not have same-sex attraction or find a way to cope and live with those attractions and maintain their identity as Christians. That's what that's about. And I'm a free speech absolutist. If the Westboro Baptist Church wants to stand on the side of the street with their signs, God hates fags and all that shit, that's just fine. Guess what? My gay rights organization stood across the street from the Westboro Baptist Church and held up our pride flags when they came to Hampton Roads. They have the right to stand on that side of the street and wave their hatred and their bigotry and their prejudice, and I have every right to stand on the opposite side of the street saying, fuck you, eat my ass, you have to stare at my pride flag all day long. And then at the end of the day, the Christians go home and the gays go home, and it's another day. Beginning and end a day in America. And so the idea here is that we know that conversion therapy doesn't work. No, I don't know. Grant, there are so many videos spread out across the internet of me. People don't even know how many videos there are of me from the past 20 years doing all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. But I don't know. You have to find it. Whatever it is you're talking about. I have YouTube channels that I don't have access to anymore, actually, to be honest. Just like I don't have access to that old Facebook account. There's like, Facebook keeps recommending myself to myself because I used to have a Facebook account, and it's actually kind of embarrassing because if you look at the Facebook account, there are public pictures of me with ex-girlfriends. Like literally 2 of my exes are like, there's pictures of us. And I would like to get that profile taken down. I don't want that profile up. The picture is from it's 16 years ago. Like the picture is almost 20 years old, and people that I fucked 20 years ago. People I fucked over a decade ago and me on Facebook together, and I don't like it. I want that shit taken down. I'm done with that. All right. Anyway, so the point is, I never finished my story. I love you, Jackie. Have a great rest of the night, honey. I don't know what email address. I don't know what password. I don't have the phone. Whatever it was, I don't have it at all. Have a great night. So, anyway, the point is that this guy Yarhouse, he did his presentation, and at the end, I asked a few questions because he said, does the Peanut Gallery have anything to say? And so I raised my hand. And the question that I asked was really about like length of time. Like, so you started working with this person at this age, like, do you have a 5-year, 10-year marker? Like, do you know what is the end result of this therapy after a decade? Because, a decade seems like a fair enough amount of time to gather a reasonable amount of data, especially because this guy was working with Exodus International. So this is a guy who's doing research on behalf of Exodus International. So these people run thousands and thousands and thousands of confused people through their program every year. I don't know how many. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe tens of thousands. Tens of thousands of people who are afraid that they're gay get sent to Exodus International every single year and put into these conversion concentration camps. So I really wanted to know, over a decade period of time, what was the success rate? Who were the most successful? When you caught the queer when they were young, did that give you a better turnout? Or was it, did you get better results from people who are in their 20s? Like, there's a lot of shit that I wanted to know, just basic stats. And he didn't have an answer to any of those stats. He had very generic he had a very generic report. He had a very generic report. It wasn't very convincing to me. It just wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. It wasn't convincing me that this gay therapy worked at all. Because I tell you what, you can take a queer out of a gay bar, but you can't take the gay bar out of a queer, okay? He's always going to find himself back to a glory hole somewhere. On his knees. Face down, ass up, that's the way we like to fuck. I'm not trying to be stupid over here. I'm just saying that you can't turn a gay person straight. And you can't turn a straight person gay. It just doesn't work either way, in either direction. That's just my personal opinion. However, the opinion that I have is also the opinion that the United States mental health government, people, regulatory body also think, and that's why that's why there have been so many bans in so many different states against conversion therapy, because we recognize that it causes more emotional distress and actually a higher rate of suicidal tendencies in people that go through this conversion therapy. It would be just better that you stop going to the Southern Baptist Church and drive across the street to the United Methodist Church, where you can be a big flaming homosexual and be a Christian. Just do that. Right. And we know because studies show us that. So what studies have shown us is that conversion therapy does more harm than good. However, once again, this is a freedom of speech issue. So don't be surprised if the Supreme Court don't come back and say that conversion therapy can't be banned because it is constitutional and because it is a freedom of speech issue. Right. Because what women deserve is a therapist telling a homosexual man that he will be cured with pussy. That is what we need in life. That's what we need in this country. That's what we need in America. We need Christian therapists pushing women into unknowing relationships with men who are homosexual, so that a decade into their relationship or 5 years into their relationship or whenever, this woman will have her aha moment that, oh my God, I married a homosexual and this man is literally sucking dick down on Route 66, okay, in the back of an Exxon, okay, or doing the tap dance somewhere in a rest stop off of 95. That's what we need. We need to tell homosexual men that they won't be gay if they get into relationships with women, and ruin as many women's lives as possible and as many children's lives as possible. The fuck is that? What the fuck is that, really? But, however, it's a free country, yo. You can't tell people what to say. I don't think you should. I don't think so. It's very dangerous. It's a very, very slippery slope when you start censoring speech. Very slippery slope when you start censoring speech. Truck stop, Trevor. Is that you, Trevor? Trevor, can you hear me? Trevor, can you feel me? Trevor, can you feel me slide inside your ass? No, just kidding. That's not the song. That's not how the song actually goes. I just made that up. I mean, look, I think it's very disingenuous to people to lie to themselves about who they are. I think people should just be okay with themselves. Whatever it is you are, you need to just accept that. And for all of the other motherfuckers out there, you need to embrace and accept that other people just are different than you, and they don't feel the same way you do, and they don't want the same things that you do. They don't believe the same fucking things that you do, and so leave them the fuck alone. Let's just normalize keeping our mouth shut. How about that? Why don't we normalize keeping our big fucking white mouths shut and stay the fuck out of other people's business? Why don't we just stay the fuck out of other people's business? That would fix a lot of motherfucking problems. I'm not paying attention to who's in my bathroom. I mean, I don't have to worry about who's in my bathroom because I'm a man. But at the same time, like, I understand the risks to women with the whole man in the bathroom thing in the locker room. I get it. I understand. I'm incredibly empathetic and sympathetic towards women. I don't like women for the most part. And I know that I've got women in my room here that love me. But for the most part, I really don't like women. I like certain women. But in general, I don't like women. Can I say that? Can I say that? Sarah, I am so sorry. Where's Jackie and Robin? I'm so sorry. I like you, but in general, I try to avoid dealing with women at all cost. I try to only deal with women when I have to. Like, I use a self-checkout line because I don't even want to talk to a bitch when I'm checking out at the grocery store. Like, I'm trying to avoid women at all cost unless I have to talk to them, unless I have to give them a reading. There are some women that I like to hang out with. But in general, I try to avoid women at all cost. I don't know anything about the gay country song. MAGA is always mad. They need to get mad at the right people, though. They're getting mad, but they're getting mad at the wrong people. They need to get mad. They need to get mad at the right people. Now, I just tell you what it is. I'm going to bitch about women for a second. Women lie. Y'all lie. You just lie. Like, see, to me, dishonesty, being shady, manipulation tactics, false fronts, leading, all that shit. That all falls under the umbrella of lies. They lies. And women lie a lot. Women will look at you straight in the eye and not blink and tell you a motherfucking bald face lie to your face. She will lie to you to your face. Because I found out a long time ago. So when I stopped fucking men and started fucking women and got into relationships with women, I'm all cured, guys. Don't worry. I'm never going to be with another woman ever. We solved that once and forever. Always. Never. No more. No more bitches. What I realized was that women will look at you straight in the motherfucking eye and lie. Like it's her job. And I think that a lot of men are gullible. And I think it's why women make a lot of money off of men. Women make a lot of money off of men being gullible and being stupid. And women treat other women horribly. Women treat other women terribly. There's just, I don't know what it is. Men and women are we see the world through two completely different eyes. We have evolved to completely perceive the world differently. I'm tired of mean humans. I'm not necessarily tired of humans. I'm not necessarily tired of humans. I'm tired of entitled humans. I'm tired of ignorant humans. I'm tired of arrogant humans. And I'm tired of people that have no empathy and no compassion. I have ran into so many people that lack compassion and empathy and basic survival skills in forgiveness and charity. And I think that's a problem with the occult. And I think that's a problem with a lot of these religions and traditions. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it out loud. People that practice African traditional religions or people that practice diaspora spirituality. You know, there isn't that built-in moral compass into the religion. You know, when you're raised Christian, you're told you have to love other people. You have to forgive other people. You have to be compassionate towards other people. You have to show charity to other people. But, you know, in cultures in which that does not exist, and it is basically either you die or I die, it's a pretty violent culture. I'm going to curse you and your bloodline. So none of your children, none of your daughters will find happiness ever for 100 generations. That's what these people are like. And after a while, I got tired. I got tired after a while. I got tired of the petty, hateful behavior. And also witches. That's why I'm not a witch anymore. I can't really say that I'm a witch anymore. I used to consider myself a witch, but witch talk literally cured me. After 5 years of being on witch talk, I don't think I'm a witch. And not because don't have mad skills as a witch. I'm saying, like, I don't want to be identified as a witch. I don't want people to see me and associate me with witch talk. Because those people on witch talk are garbage. They are garbage human beings. They're the lowest. They're like TikTok and X are garbage apps. It's why I'm on YouTube all the time. I love YouTube. YouTube is my preferred media to watch and to post videos on and to go live on. I really, really, really like YouTube. I like Google. I like Google products. Well, officially, I'm an Oshun priest, and I'm happy with that. I am very, very happy being an Orisha priest. Very, very happy. I'm super happy about it. So yeah, people can call me a witch if they want to, but I mean, I don't feel like I am a witch. I thought I was a witch, but obviously I'm not a witch. But yeah. I guess I'm just old, and a lot of definitions have changed for me. And it's kind of difficult as you get older to adjust to the changes. Oh, that's such a great idea, Grant. You should do that as like a Zoom thing and invite TikTok people and Facebook people. Excuse me. I am so sorry. I did not mean to yawn in your face. Anyway, this is a perfect time for me to announce that I have a brand new Spankin' website. It spanks. It's beautiful. I'm no longer using GoDaddy, and I'm not using WordPress anymore. WordPress has gotten weird over the past couple of years. WordPress has got a lot of problems. And also, if you have a website, it really does behoove you to pay a company that does manage your website for you. And what does that mean? Websites like Wix, Shopify, Squarespace, you can build your own website with these companies. You don't get access to the code. You don't get access to the back end of the site. You basically buy a drag and drop website. However, the SEO and the guts is managed for you. And when you don't have a managed website, you're responsible for everything, including like your optimization, search engine optimization. And so I had the domain philipdeal.com, which I still have that domain, and I'm not letting go of that domain because I've been squatting on that domain. I've been squatting on all the Philip Deal domains, .com, .orgs for like 20 years, and I'm not letting them go. I do, but at a certain point in time, I was like, but I'm Philip Ryan Deal. I'm not Philip Deal. You know, there's a lot of Philip Deals out there. Did you know that? Did you know if you go on Facebook right now and you type in Philip Deal on Facebook, there's all these motherfuckers out there named Philip Deal. There's all these other Philip Deals. Isn't that weird? Isn't it strange? Like, who knew that Philip Deal would be a common name? But it is. There are all these Hispanics. The fuck? Maybe this is like a they cloned Tyrone situation. What do you think? You think they cloned Tyrone? Anyway, Philip Ryan Deal. So I said I have philipryandeal.com. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of GoDaddy because I can't afford it because GoDaddy is expensive. And I'm not paying for all of these a la carte services anymore, all these plugins for my WordPress that make it work. Like, we're just not doing it anymore. I'm going to be losing features, but at the same time, it's going to cost half as much. So we got rid of GoDaddy, and now we're paying for Squarespace. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm getting tired, y'all. I'm so sorry. You should do a video series, Grant. Make it a TikTok and a YouTube series. Make videos about 5 minutes long. Do like a whole bunch of them. You should definitely talk about genealogy on your YouTube channel. Sure, there's a lot of people that really, really, really would love to hear you talk about it. So anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. I have a lot of grievances. I definitely am bitter. I'm a bitter bitch. I definitely have grievances. I definitely have got a lot of resentment that I need to work through with my therapist. Did I ever finish telling you the story about Mark Yarhouse? I don't think I ever finished talking about the gay conversion therapy. So anyway, after this whole thing was done with Mark Yarhouse, I shook his hand. He gave me his card and he said, Ryan, I'd really like to have coffee with you at Starbucks because I'd really like to have a conversation. I respect you. He probably didn't respect me. But he said, I respect you and your opinion and I would like to talk to you. This guy was like, reaching out. And I said, you know what? Text me or call me later and we'll set up an appointment and we'll go to Starbucks, whatever. So I did end up going to Starbucks and I sat down and he said, you got to think about it from a therapist point of view. When someone comes to you and says, I'm a Christian and I think I'm gay and I'm experiencing a lot of distress because of how I feel inside, and I don't want to be gay. What am I supposed to do with that? Am I supposed to, as a therapist, push that person towards being a homosexual? But they're telling me that the feelings that they're having, the homosexual feelings that they're having, are the source of their distress and uncomfort. So I'm not gay. I am a heterosexual man. What am I supposed to say to the men of faith and the women of faith that come to me that are trying to find ways to cope with their homosexuality? And he was like, I'm not saying, he said, I'm not saying it's a mental illness. That's not what I'm saying. This isn't about saying that gay people are mentally ill. This is about saying that if I'm a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist and I have a client that comes to me and discloses that they think that they're gay and they don't want to be gay, then what am I supposed to do with that person? Tell them I can't help them? It's tricky. It's a slippery slope, and that's why I'm a free speech absolutist. I believe in freedom of speech at all cost. Freedom of speech is a thing. You should be able to say how you feel openly in the public. And if people don't like what you have to say, they don't have to listen to you. That's how America works. When America stops working that way, America is over. To me, democracy is not over until freedom of speech is over. When the protections around speech and being able to speak freely are gone, then America is gone. Then we're really gone. But until then, at least up until this point in time right now, we still have the right to say what we think and what we feel. And that is the most important American value that we can never, ever, ever lose. George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Whoopi Goldberg, Andrew Dice Clay, and a lot of other comedians of the 80s, the 70s and the 80s that were really, really raunchy and really risque and pushed a lot of boundaries and pissed a lot of people off. Those people were like idols to me. George Carlin is one of my fucking idols. Like in the top 5. And the thing is you might not like what somebody else has to say. But at the same time, if you don't like what somebody else has to say, you don't have to listen to them. That's why it always shocks and amazes me that these cocksuckers over here on TikTok will continue to follow me on profiles, create profiles, fake profiles, to continue to come follow me. What does that say about you? What does it say about you that I block you because fuck you, I don't want to see your stupid ass comment on my video, but you are literally going to take the time to go make a brand new profile just so that you can follow me again and get mad at me again on another profile and stalk me and shit. What is that? How did we get there? What is that really? I don't understand it. I don't understand why people are so obsessed with me that they feel like they have to chase me across the internet. I'm so happy that you were able to find a therapist to help you with your sexual orientation. I think so. The thing about me is, I guess I'm bisexual. I guess. Um, and so being bisexual was very, very confusing. Being Christian and bisexual was very confusing. Being gay and being raised Christian and being gay uh, and Christian and a Christian denomination that is not affirming or is not open or has evolved, okay, past the dark ages, um, is difficult. But being bisexual is really, really confusing. And so the thing is y'all know I'm a sex worker. You know I've been in the sex industry for over 20 years. I've been a working whore for 20 years. Um, and and the thing about being a sex worker and the thing about being a whore is that you don't really have a sexual orientation, to be honest with you. And it's kind of like the same thing if you do porn. If you're a porn star or you're in the adult entertainment industry, it's kind of like the same. It's really, really difficult to have a sexual orientation when you make yourself a sex object and you allow other people to objectify you like that. Men and women are going to objectify you. And there's something that you lose. It is a kind of sexual autonomy. It is like a sexual orientation autonomy that you lose. Because you realize that people love you for your cock. That's what they're paying for. That's what they want to see. That's what they want to play with. That's what they're paying for. And you kind of like just don't, sexual orientation doesn't mean much after a while of being in that work. And I'll tell you why it doesn't. Because I feel like sexual orientation is a really big spectrum. And I don't think sexual behavior defines your sexual orientation. I think sexual orientation is something very specific. But I do not think that sexual behavior in of itself is an expression of someone's sexual orientation. You see what I'm saying? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It's just a thing. Fucking is just a thing. Getting jiggy with it and dirty and nasty and having a threesome with your best friend and your girlfriend and, just somehow his tongue ends up in your asshole and not hers. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it's just, everybody's like doing their thing and nobody's really thinking too hard about it, It's like, did I say that? I really said that out loud. Um, so I think what's really great about being alive now, in the time that we live right now, is sexual orientation shouldn't matter. Sexual orientation really shouldn't matter. It doesn't determine your value as a human being or how uh, creative you are or how what you contribute to society. I mean, Peter fucking Thiel is running the government right now. Stephen Miller is like running the government right now. They're gay. We got a lot of homosexuals running the government right now. Did you know that? It's interesting. Matter of fact, government is like really super gay these days on the conservative side. There's a lot, log cabin Republicans used to be like what, Grant? Like the log cabin Republicans used to be like a very small, tiny group. Log cabin Republicans are the gay Republicans. And of course, they always invite every Republican president to come to their little party that they have or their convention, and no Republican president has ever attended one of their events. Like, they're gay and they're Republican, and they vote Republican, but a Republican president has never publicly acknowledged them or showed up at any of their events. It's really embarrassing. I think it's like embarrassing. I don't know. I don't understand people who vote against their best interest. See, like I said before, my political party is a party of one. It is the Philip Ryan Deal Party. It is the Brujo Ryan Party. It's called Ryan First. This is the Ryan First Party. So obviously, I'm going to vote for whoever I think is going to actually do the job and get what I want. That's it. And if I agree with 6 out of 10 things with the person and I think they can get it done, I vote for them. So, I mean, the thing is most people vote, but they don't pay attention. For the people that do vote, like only 12% of the population votes, right? Isn't like the people that actually vote something like only 12%? It's something ridiculous. Okay, you guys, guess what? Is it like 50%? But that's for like big elections. That's for like general. But like people that show up for like the small midterms and things like that. Okay, you guys, I love you to death, but my phone is getting ready to die. And I've also been live for 2 hours. So it is officially the end of the Brujo Ryan show. What I want to say is thank you very much. Go to my YouTube channel, click on my links. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Twitter. You can come be a part of my private Discord server. You can go to my website. You can schedule a private reading with me. I would love to read you. I would love to give you a private consultation, private spiritual consultation, and you can do that. You can book me right through the front page of my website. And I want to go live again. I think I'm going to go live again. I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to go live. I don't ever want to say, oh, I'm going to go live. I don't want to do that. We'll play it day by day. I would like to go live, and I'd like to go live in the evenings. I would like to do live readings for you guys. And we're going to do that. So have a great rest of the night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And thank you, Grant, for putting in my website address. And so we'll see you tomorrow. Or I shouldn't say that. The next day. Or maybe not. Maybe next week. Maybe you'll never see me again. I don't know. Fuck off. Fuck all the way off.